Single leg exercises should be a staple in your leg day routine. These help correct and prevent imbalance between sides, which will decrease your risk of injury. We're going to teach you the 5 best single leg exercises that we use to help people we train prevent injuries and build a more resilient body. We'll start with an exercise you should master before any other single leg movement, the single leg squat off a box.
The single leg squat is a great rehab exercise for the knees and feet, as well as the hips. I'll start by taking an elevated surface. You want to start with something fairly low until you can get the right mechanics down with your knees. We're going to really focus on keeping the knee into alignment, so right in the middle, over your middle 3 toes. We don't want it to go in or out too far. So we're going to stand up, slowly descend into the squat. We can touch down with our foot for assistance, but really driving up through the hips.
If necessary, if you find your knee caving in on the way down, you can step down, reset the knee, and restart again each rep.
Something I like to really focus on is pushing the hips back into this squat to really feel my outer hip engage. That'll take a lot of that strain off my knee and allow my hips to stabilize.
There's a lot of different ways that we can progress this exercise. So we can create a higher box for us to touch down with. Additionally, we can add some weight. On top of that, if you're trying to get to a full pistol squat, we can also raise this box up even more, make it more of a challenge.
Not only do we want to do single leg squat exercises, but the hinge variations are also equally as important. The other essential single leg exercise we show people to build a good foundation is the single leg RDL.
These are single leg Romanian deadlifts, or RDLs. What this is going to target is our hip stability, and in turn, that's also going to help you with maintaining knee and ankle stability. We're going to select what leg we want to start with, roll our hip open, and then drive it back behind us.
A few things to pay attention to are maintaining a nice neutral spine position. We're going to make sure that foot rises up as the head goes down, almost like a teeter-totter. And we really want to make sure those hips are staying stable, so we don't want the hips to open up as we go down. We're trying to keep those hips nice and level, so you'll really have to feel that on those outer glutes to maintain stability. This exercise requires a lot of balance, which is good, but if you're having a hard time doing that exercise with weights or even just your body weight, it's okay to take a stick to help you with that. So you can hold that stick in the opposite hand as the foot that is down to maintain balance, acting like it's your other leg, so that you can really practice going through the full range of motion and making sure you're doing the movement correctly.
The first 2 exercises here are primarily done on one leg, which make them ideal for correcting those risky imbalances. From there, we can progress to exercises which are more suitable for a heavier load, like a lunge or split squat.
For the walking lunges, you're going to want to find a space where you have 10 to 20 feet to walk forward and back. So this is a single leg exercise that's great for your quads and glutes. When you're walking, you're going to want to keep a little bit of space in between the feet, stepping nice and far forward, getting a little bit of stretch on that back leg, and bending that front knee, and standing back up. So we're really going to focus on that knee position, making sure it doesn't go in or out, but staying straight forward over the toes.
When he takes each step, he's going to make sure his foot feels like it has good contact with the ground. If you need to, you could always pause at the top before you go down into your lunge. He's also going to focus on making sure this is a vertical movement that he's doing with the lunge. So making sure that back knee comes straight down and he's pushing forward on that front outer hip right into that next lunge.
If you're looking for something a little bit more advanced that you can load nice and heavy and really work on muscle hypertrophy, you're going to want to try the split squat.
These are split squats. We're going to start seated on a box. You can also use a bench for this. You're going to start with the weight on your lap. Kick your legs straight out in front of you. Roll up onto it. Nice tight grip on it. And then kick your leg back behind you. With your stance leg, the one on the ground, you're gonna think about rolling your hip open, making sure your core is nice and braced, and then squatting down with it.
You're gonna really wanna keep the weight mostly on the front leg and just using this back foot as assistance. So 80% of that weight should be on the front, just using minimal assistance from that back foot. You're also gonna wanna stay nice and upright, so maintaining a spine angle that mimics that shin angle there to keep everything into alignment. And you're gonna want that knee to travel straight forward over your toes. So we don't want the knee to cave in, keeping it outwards slightly. Of course, you're gonna wanna do this on both legs. You can give yourself a few seconds in between to catch your breath if need to. If doing the split squat with your own body weight or kettlebells is too challenging, then you can always do a few modifications, such as holding a stick to help you balance and take a little bit of weight off that front leg.
Lastly, we also want to include exercises in our routine that involve us moving laterally, such as the side lunge.
These are side lunges. We're gonna start by creating a straddle stance with our legs, putting our hands right in front of our chest, and then sinking our hips down towards the ground.
It's very important to keep that hip open so that your knee travels over your middle 3 toes. You can alternate each rep, or you can do all of your reps on one side and then do the other. You can also add a weight. You can hold a weight in a goblet squat stance and do your side lunge as well.